So as usual, make yourself comfortable for a couple of mindful breaths in a meditative posture. So ideally cross-legged. Personally, I do like half lotus. I find it more stabilizing, but only if your knees are fine. So with half lotus, you just put that one leg on top of the other on the lap. But do it only if you are sure your knees can handle it. And then, as always, let's roll those shoulders back a few times, improving the posture and building the spine awareness, creating space for lungs and chest. So opening the heart a little bit, but at the same time checking your lower back, making sure you don't curve it too much. A natural arch is fine, but sometimes we make it too excessive. And your options are closing your eyes or looking at the space in front of you. Some people just drift away when they close their eyes. Okay. And then with your inner eye, scan your entire body. Check if you hold any unnecessary tensions, which is very common in the shoulders area, neck. Might be useful to mindfully, consciously relax your face. Great. And from here, become aware of the connection your body makes with the ground. So, perhaps your feet, your ankles are in contact with the floor. The same with your legs, either shins or thighs, depending which posture you chose. And obviously your buttocks. Maybe you can feel your sitting bones. So become aware of the quality of that connection and how the weight is spread. Perhaps there are some sensations on your skin and you can feel the texture of your clothing or the mat. Great. And from here, imagine you are extending your spine through the crown of your head. If you like, you can imagine there is a string attached to the top of your head, which pulls you up towards the sky. So even if you don't feel any stretch, this visualization may actually gently stretch your spine. And if you like, there could be another string going down through your tailbone. So creating a nice straight spine and stretching it in both directions with your mind. It may influence your posture, maybe opening this chest a bit more. Okay, and now when your posture is nice and steady, you can invite deep breaths. So as you inhale, take more air in than you usually take. Adding an extra second to your inhales. And the same with your exhales. So they're both nice, long and smooth. And to let go of our thoughts, our busy mind, so we will focus on that breath only. So you can let go of everything else, focusing on the quality of your breath and any sensations it may bring. For example, your rib cage, notice how it expands and opens up as you breathe in. Becoming aware of the rib cage, every single rib moving sideways or forward. Lovely. Nice deep breaths, oxygenating your body. So controlling your breath, taking more air in than you usually take. And you can focus on your lungs, expanding them more as usual. You can imagine your heart or heart chakra and opening it up, whichever works for you. So more metaphorical, more on a subtle level, or the anatomical level. And the same with your belly, expand your belly. It's very common that we don't inhale into the bottom of our lungs. So become aware also of the area below your navel and expand it to take as much air as you need. I've noticed in my practice, women especially, there's this phenomena that we all have to have very flat bellies, which is against the nature really. Women build fat around their bellies to keep the baby warm in their womb, so we do have fat there. So let's let go of this natural squeeze, habitual squeeze we have, and invite more air in, expanding in the belly, lower belly especially. And some of you might be familiar with Ujjayi breath, which is a bit tricky to teach. It basically means tensing the muscles at the back of your throat, which helps you controlling your breath even more. And when you tense the muscles at the back of your throat, which will take some time of experimentation, you will hear a throaty sound, a bit like waves on the ocean. I will demonstrate. Hopefully you could hear that. But don't worry if you don't know the Ujjayi breath, you can just breathe normally. As I said, you can keep your eyes closed or half open, looking at the front. Whichever works for you. We are building the awareness of our bodies, especially our breath, because breath is key in yoga. To be honest, in any physical exercise, you want to breathe correctly. And now notice the gap between your breaths. So there's a short break between your inhale and exhale, and then exhale and inhale. So just notice this gap, or if you like, hold your breath for a second or two after each inhale and exhale. Letting go of your thoughts, letting go of judgment. It takes time to get there. It's the nature of your mind to wonder, to think, to judge the situations, or how we feel, or how we even think. And to switch off this mode, we have to have something to focus on, and breath is a great anchor to the present moment. So continue deepening your breath, taking your time to avoid any dizziness. We are not hyperventilating here. And last round, couple of breaths more. Noticing the gap between your breaths, noticing the quality of your breath with an attitude of openness and curiosity. If you do it for long enough, your mind can really switch to a different mode and you can feel like it's the breath breathing you rather than you triggering and controlling the breath. Following the sound as long as you can, until you can barely hear it, and then maybe it's only in your mind. And staying where you are with your eyes closed, start becoming aware of your limbs. So, for example, you can start touching or moving your toes and fingers, coming back to your body, becoming aware of the connection your body makes with the ground again, and becoming aware of the quality of that connection. And then bringing your palms together and rubbing them to create some heat. Rubbing your palms against each other. Great. And now cover your eyes and open your eyes into your palms, looking in this dark space in front of your eyes, stretching the eye muscles by not focusing them on anything particular. Okay, and sliding your palms down, interlacing your fingers, stretching your arms a few times. We'll now move to the physical practice, the asanas, starting with the warm-up. So let's move on to the mats and let's start in all fours. So with your arms and thighs vertical to the floor, parallel to each other, spread your fingers nice and wide to protect your wrists. And as usual, we do cat flexors and extensions. So inhale, drop your belly, look up, lifting your sitting bones up. And then rounding your back, drawing this navel in and tucking your chin in. Couple of times, following your own breath. As you inhale, look up, drop your belly. And as you exhale, flex. So there are classic flexions and extensions on the spine, warming it up, preparing for the upcoming postures. Great. Last round. Perhaps going deeper this time. And then coming back to neutral. Nice. Now walk your palms forward and wide, bring your forehead down and look towards your thighs. They remain vertical. Now to open your upper back, I would like to invite you to press down through your palms to bring your armpits down. You won't necessarily get there, but that's the direction. Some of you might be so flexible that you don't need forehead on the mat. Instead, you can bring your chin down, only if your neck is happy. And some of you might bring their chest as well. Everyone has a different body. So staying here for a few moments, really opening your upper back and letting any tension sink into the floor. Very good. Last exhale, relax and stretch. And then bring your palms both sides of your face so that you can come back to tabletop flat back. But let's go further into flexed spine. So again, drawing this navel in. Good. Come back to neutral. Classic stretch for your spine to balance it. Inhale, right arm, left leg up. And look back, make sure it's parallel to the ground. Nice. Look down, chin tucked in. And you are stretching here through your fingers and the back heel. So the toes are pointing down. Engage your core, especially if you struggle with balance. Right foot is flat on the mat. And imagine you are stretching through the crown of your head and your tailbone as well. So stretching your spine. And breathe. On the next inhale, lift everything as high as you can. Look up. Good. And down. Switch sides, left arm, right leg up. Again, look back to check if you need any adjustments. Tuck your chin in and look towards your right thumb. This way your neck will extend the rest of the spine. Okay, and the last inhale, lift everything higher, look up, and come back to neutral. And now tiger. So as you inhale, lift right leg up, look up. Again, drop that belly, but not that much this time. And as you exhale, bring your knee towards your forehead. So another great warm-up for the spine. We'll do it 5 times, synchronizing the movement with the breath. Those of you who've been in my Friday class may recognize it's a very similar sequence, and I'm just gonna build on top of that. After the 5th time, as you take that leg up, I would like you to bring that leg to the side so that it's parallel to the floor. Good, and that's a quite strong pose, so remember to breathe, engage your lower leg. If you want to go further, do something stronger, extend that leg. Nice. 2 more breaths. Strong breathing. Lift a bit higher and release. Shake both legs. And I will do tiger on the other side. So inhale, left leg up, knee gently bent. Very good. And come towards the forehead or your nose. Slowly and mindfully. Kicking back with that leg without opening the hip. You only lift it up. And 5th time, take this leg to the side instead to your forehead. So it's parallel to the floor. You have 2 options here, bent leg, which is easier, or straight leg. So choose your option and lift that leg higher. Very good. 2 more breaths. Press down through your palms, lift higher and release. Shake both legs. Great. Okay, now sit down on your feet and spread your legs nice and wide. You can go as wide as you like if you have quite open hips. If you struggle, be mindful. Some of you might need a block or some pillow under the bum if it's not comfortable. Okay. So let's open the chest. So you could either bring your palms by your chest if you are new to yoga, rolling your shoulders back, or you could bring those palms together behind you. I will demonstrate. You basically want to keep your palms together so that they can press against each other. And notice that the more you draw your elbows back, the stronger the stretch. Look up if you like, inviting deep breaths into your chest. We will stay here for a few moments. Great. And now interlace your fingers behind you, pulling those arms down, squeezing the shoulder blades. And stay here, looking either down or up, or do a couple of head rolls. So imagine you are drawing a circle with your head. Slowly and mindfully, change the direction. Letting go of tensions from your shoulders. Good. And release your arms. Lift your right arm up, left one by your side, and lean to the left side. And notice the lovely stretch from the hip and then all the way up through your fingers. Nice. Stay here, or if you like, open and look towards the sky. So have a gentle twist as well. There are two slightly different stretches, so it's a good idea to try both one at a time. So one purely to the left side, and then one looking up, twisting towards the sky or ceiling. Good, and release the other side. So the left arm comes over towards the ear, stretching through the fingers. Feeling the stretch in your hip as well. And then opening up if you like. So kind of facing your left chest towards the sky. Good. And coming out. Okay. So I keep rotating so that you can see me from the right angles. We are moving now into stronger twist. So come back onto all fours with your knees staying still quite wide and your big toes touching. Now draw a line in the middle of your mat and bring your right shoulder to that line and rest your head as well. And now it's up to you whether you keep your bum nice and high or you are still sitting on your feet. It will be a stronger stretch if you sit with your sitting bones on your feet, your heels, with your shoulder and head down. The left palm can stay there for support by your face or place it on your lower back. And this way you will have a lovely left shoulder stretch. Gentle but mighty. Good. Looking up if your neck is happy. Remember to breathe. It's not easy to breathe in this posture. Letting go of tensions and letting them sink into the floor. Great. And bring that left palm down. Lift yourself up to switch sides. So left shoulder goes on top of the mat in the imaginary line. And then if you like, the right arm can come on top of your lower back. Or bum, it's up to you. Remember to rest your head so that you can really relax into the stretch. Stretches are more powerful when we accept them and relax into them rather than tense. Last exhale, deepen your stretch, relax. And then slowly start coming out, bringing this right palm down, elevating your spine. Good. Okay, come back onto your all fours. Bring the crown of your head, so not forehead, but crown of your head between your palms on the mat. And stay here, checking how it feels, maybe doing simple rotations, clockwise and anti-clockwise. So almost massaging the crown of your head with the floor. And then staying here and maybe taking more weight onto your head. Okay, now you can stay here, or if you like, you can engage your arms. So you can bring your palms together behind you. And as you are with the crown of your head down, you can start coming over with your arms towards your head and eventually the floor, which is basically in front of you, over your head. But remember to keep your palms together. It will protect your shoulder blades from excessive stretch. So staying here for a few moments, perhaps stretching your shoulders more each time you exhale, going further and further towards the floor with the arms. Great. And bring those palms down to your hips, down to the floor, and then by your face, so you can elevate your spine. And again, flex cat. Draw your navel in. Beautiful. Coming back to neutral. Okay, time for downward dog. So tuck your toes under. And now bring your knees to your chest. So lift your knees off the mat and press through your palms to shift the weight onto your legs. So basically, your knees don't really move. It's rather you bring your chest towards your knees. Good. And here, lift those heels higher. So there's 90 degrees angle. You have a nice stretch on your toes. Good. Start straightening your legs. Inverted V shape. Push through your palms, trying to reach the sky through your sitting bones. And from here, walk on spot, building the hamstrings awareness. Your feet should be hip distance apart, parallel to each other. Ideally, the outer edges of the feet parallel to each other rather than the inner edges. Now inhale, lift both heels up. Exhale, bring them down. It's okay if you can't reach the floor. If you struggle with balance, you can always use a couple of books or block and rest those heels on the block. This will stabilize your posture. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So make sure you're fairly comfortable. Straight legs. In downward dog, we always have straight legs. Opening the back of the knees. It's a quite powerful stretch for morning, so it's okay if it doesn't feel very comfortable. Okay. And from here, walk or hop towards your palms with both feet so that you can end up in a forward bend. Feet at least hip distance apart for good balance. Clasp your elbows and rock yourself from side to side. Shake your head to release any tensions, relax your neck. Yeses and nos with your head. Rocking from side to side. And perhaps ragdoll shaking. Good. Release your arms. Inhale, look up and lift your spine a little bit so it's parallel to the floor. Good. Looking up. Exhale, bend forward. And we will stay here for a few moments in this forward bend. Some of you who have very tight hamstrings, you may prefer to gently bend your knees, but to benefit, at least bend them and straighten them. So kind of walking on spot with both feet down. Nice. And when you are ready, stay in the forward bend, both legs straight ideally. Don't worry if you can't reach the floor, you can always reach for your shins or ankles. And imagine you are stretching through the sitting bones, so they're going towards the sky. And at the same time, your chest and face come towards your legs and the crown of your head down to the floor. Inhaling into the back of your legs. Okay. And bend your knees. Very slowly, taking a couple of breaths, come back to standing. So we are gonna stack one vertebra on top of the other, slowly and mindfully, allowing the arms and head to be relaxed so that they can come up last, especially your head. Inhaling, taking the arms up, and exhaling down. Couple of times, soft knees, following your own pace. If you would like to do some balance here, lift your heels off the mat. And as you reach your maximum, stretch, stretch, stretch towards the sky, and then slowly start coming back. Good. A few more times. Building this awareness in your feet, It will help you with the balancing poses later on. Okay, so as you are on your mats, next time you exhale, start bending forward. And when you are back in your forward bend, place your right palm outside of the left ankle. So right palm arm will be pressing against the left leg so that you can bring your left palm on your sacrum and look over the left shoulder towards the sky. Try to keep your legs straight, and if you can't, just lift that palm a bit higher. Because if you keep your knees bent, your hamstrings will not stretch. And stay here or extend this arm towards the sky. So fingers pointing up, focusing your eye gaze on the left thumb to stretch your eye muscles. Remember to breathe. If you want to go deeper in your twist, just press against the left leg. Good. Slowly coming back down and going to the other side. So initially right palm on your sacrum as you press against the right leg. And then when you feel ready, extend that arm. And if I'm there to adjust you, I would grab your wrist and pull it up to take this right shoulder away from your face. Micro adjustment. Focus your eye gaze on the thumb, even if it's challenging. That's where you are going. Press against the leg to go deeper. And start coming out. Good. And again, inhale, tabletop flat back, look up. Exhale, bend. Soft knees, inhale all the way up to standing. Slowly and mindfully, if you get dizzy in moments like that one. Okay. Now place your palms on your hips and make sure your feet are parallel to each other, hip distance apart. Inhale, look up, open your chest. And exhale and bend from your hips. And stay parallel here. So you might want to use your palm to check if you are quite flat. Tuck your chin in and stay here for a few moments. And make sure you don't overextend your legs. So legs are straight, but not too much. Don't lock your knees. Never lock your knees in yoga. You might have to engage your thigh muscles at this point to stay in this pose. That's fine. Last breath. And next time you inhale, slowly come back to standing. And we'll go there one more time. If it was challenging for you already, just repeat the same posture. Otherwise, take your arms over your head and we'll bend again. But this time it will be stronger, there will be more weight because we have to keep our arms parallel to the floor as well. So your arms and your back are in one line. Very good. And hold, but do not hold your breath. Strong legs. Really become aware of the connection your feet makes with the floor. And next time you exhale, go all the way into forward bend, and with the momentum on the inhale, rise up. Skiing. Imagine you are skiing. It's actually called skier pose. Exhaling through your mouth. Very good posture to release stress. Nice bent knees. Your chest can actually rest on your thighs when you exhale for a second or even less. Great. And come back to standing. Stretch, stretch, stretch through your arms. Release. Time for balancing poses. We will start with the tree. So let's focus on the left foot first. Spread the toes nice and wide. You might have to use your fingers. It will help you with balance. Improve the inner arch. Inhale through the left leg. And then place your right heel where it's suitable. So the easiest option by the heel, by the knee. More challenging by your groin. It's challenging for your balance and might be on your knee as well. Or just under your hip, the front foot. So choose your option and then choose the option for your arms as well. On your hips, by your heart, over your head, or extra stretches if you like, palms into prayer behind you, pointing up or pointing down. One will open the chest, the other one will stretch the shoulders. So the last two are very handy if you, cycle a lot, run a lot, work in the office, so you spend lots of time sitting in front of your desk. Staying here for a few more moments. And some of you will bend forward only if your foot is under your hip. Then bring your palms to your heart, start bending forward, bringing your palms down to the floor or to your leg. The rest of you will stay where you are. And if you bend forward, as always, bring your chest and then your face towards the leg and the crown of your head to the floor. It's an advanced pose, so don't do it if you haven't been doing yoga for quite some time. As always, we have a mixed group, so try to keep it interesting for everyone. To come out from the forward bend, bend that leg you are standing on and slowly come back to standing. Great. Release both legs, shake them, switch sides. So focus on the right leg. Spread the toes, improve the inner arch. Inhale through that right leg. And, well, you have to be symmetrical, so choose the same option you've done last time, unless your knee is not comfortable. In yoga, it's easy to forget about the knees, but I think they're the joints most prone to injuries in stretches. Okay, lots of options for the arms. In front, over your head, by your hips, or behind you. Remember to breathe, elevating your spine through the crown of your head. And if you struggle with balance, then imagine you are growing down through your foot, either to your neighbors or to the ground, stabilizing you. It also helps to look down at one fixed point on the floor or wall. And you do very well. In yoga classes, when people look at other people and someone is struggling, it's like a domino effect and everyone is struggling with balance. So at least you have a comfort of your home and you can be more stable here. Now, if you are in the fourth stage with the foot under your hip, then bend forward. Otherwise, stay where you are. And when you bend forward, straighten that leg and bring the crown of your head down. Good. And to come out, bend that leg. Slowly coming back up. Everyone releasing the legs and shaking them. Nice. Okay, so we'll do a couple of sun salutes, and you probably know I like keeping them quite varied and quite fast. We will usually just stay for one breath in each posture. Let's start with both feet in front of your mat. Hip distance apart. Now inhale, lift your arms up. I know you can't really see me well right now, but just trust I'm there with straight arms over my head. As you exhale, look up Inhale, lean back, opening your chest, pushing your pelvis forward so that you don't curve your spine too much. And then as you exhale, bring your palms to your chest and bend forward. Inhale, look up and take your right leg back. Bring your right knee, right foot down and sink low with your hips. If you like, you can press your left palm on your sacrum to press down and stretching those groins. Very good. Look up. And now tuck your toes under at the back foot. Both palms down. Take the front leg back. Easy option, knees down and then your chest sliding into cobra. Otherwise, just lower yourself down into stick as if you do a press up. So in cobra, we always take a nice deep breath in and then come back onto all fours. Unfold your downward dog. So tucking your toes under, bringing your heels down, pressing through your palms, taking more weight onto your legs. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knee, place your foot between your palms. You might need a moment or two to get there. Bring the left knee, left foot down. Look up and again place your, this time, right palm on your sacrum, pressing down, stretching the groin on the other side. Great. And tuck the back toes under so you can come back to forward bend. So step the back foot forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down. Inhale, slowly coming back to standing. Great. Okay, let's go again. Slightly different variation now. Inhale, arms up. Stay where you are as you exhale. Inhale, lean back. And start bending forward. Again, right leg back. And again, bring knee and foot down. This time, rise up. So bring your palms on your thigh. And now sink with your hips. Looking up, opening the chest, taking the shoulders away from your ears. Nice stretch. To come back, you have to bring your palms down first, tuck the toes of the back foot, and take the other leg back so that you can lower yourself down, either knees first or just lower yourself down as if in a press up. Inhale, look up, all fours, tuck your toes under, downward dog. On the inhale, again, right leg up and step it through between your palms. Left knee, left foot flat, rise up. So palms on your knee or thigh, stretching your groin, trying to sink lower with your hips, looking up, neck nice and long. Great. And here we take a nice deep breath in so that we can exhale in a forward bend. So step the back foot forward. Inhale, look up, gently lifting your spine up. Exhaling, bending forward. Soft knees, inhaling all the way up to standing. And taking a few deep breaths here. I'm more detailed with my instructions today because we have 2 new people. So they might not be used to our sequences, so it might be more challenging. Okay, stay with the arms up as you exhale. Inhale, lean back, look up, and bring your palms by your heart, forward bend. Inhale, look up, right leg back. This time, if it wasn't too challenging for you last time, stay with your knee up and rise up. So you have a back heel up. Again, you can sink lower here with your hips. And palms can go onto your hips as well. Hopefully it's not too much for you. If it is, just bring that back knee down. Nice. Coming back down with your palms, taking the left leg back and stick or chaturanga to come back to floor. Stay and rest if you like, or immediately swipe into cobra. Come back to your dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. This time the back knee stays up as you rise up on the inhale. We'll stay here for one more breath just to make sure we are in a good posture. Stretching the groin, palms on your hips if you like. Looking up, finding your balance. On the exhale, coming down for a forward bend. So both legs in front. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up to standing. Great. Few deep breaths here. It's usually recommended to do 7 sun salutes in the morning. We do 2 in 1 if you haven't noticed. We do both right leg and left leg in one go, so they count as 2, sorry. Okay, another one. So stay with your arms up, look up, exhale. Next time you inhale, lean back, and as you exhale, start bending forward. Good. Look up, right leg back. Stay with the knee up, rise up, and this time, palms on your hips or over your head. Looking up. Remember, do not pinch on your lower back too much. You shouldn't feel any pain there. If you do, then maybe tuck your tailbone under, pushing your pelvis, shifting this pelvis forward a bit. Opening your shoulders. Next time you exhale, come back down. Front leg back, lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra. Elbows by your sides. Come back, all fours, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. And again, between your palms. Rise up next time you inhale. Palms on your hips or over your head. Looking up. Sinking lower with your hips if you can. Stretching your back leg through the heel so the back leg is straight. And next time you exhale, forward bend. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend forward. And come all the way up to standing. Nice. Few deep breaths here. For those of you who might be more challenged today than the rest. In yoga, progress is really fast. Few classes and you will see you have a better endurance and understanding of the postures. Okay, we have 2 more to go. Stay with your arms up as you exhale. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, dive into your forward bend. Inhale, look up and right leg back. This time, plant your right palm by the left instep so that there is a nice gap between them and you have a good balance. Left palm can go onto your knee and you can look over the left shoulder looking up. Some of you will let go of that left arm pointing towards the sky. Back leg is straight. Sink lower with your hips. Stretch through the back heel and stretch through the fingers of the top arm. To protect your wrist, spread the fingers of the right palm nice and wide and press down with that palm. Deepen your twist. Rotate towards the sky. So almost your left chest is looking towards the sky. Last deep breath in. Come down. Front leg back. Stick. Slide into cobra for a nice deep breath in. And dog. Inhale, right leg up. Step it through. Now, left palm by the right instep, back heel is up. Right palm on your right knee, or if you like, extend it towards the sky. When I say if you like, I usually suggest more advanced version. So you don't have to go there if it's too much. Focus your eye gaze on the thumb. Both legs strong. Back one is nice and long, stretching through the heel, opening the chest towards the sky, feeling a nice stretch on your right thigh as you twist. And then coming down, forward bend. Inhale, look up, tabletop flat back. Exhale, bend. Inhale all the way up to standing. Couple of deep breaths in your own pace. And the last sequence. So as you exhale, stay with your arms up. Inhale, lean back and bend. Again, gently look up, right leg up. This time, plant your left palm by the instep so that your shoulder can press against the knee. Back heel, the right heel down, and there is a nice 60 degrees angle on your back foot. Now, if you like, bring your right palm to your right hip, look towards the sky, or extend that arm towards the sky so that you can reach it through your fingers. If it's not enough, then bring your right arm towards your ear so that your arm can create one line with your other leg. Look up, twist, press against that knee to deepen your twist. Visualize your spine. Maintain your posture awareness. And coming down with your palms. So now both palms are by the instep, ideally under your shoulders. Stay here or bend your arms to go into kind of forward bend. Some of you might be flexible enough to bring forearms down. Check if that's you. Remember, back leg stays straight and you are pulling back through the heel. You can drop that left knee to the side if it's in your way. Okay, both arms straight. And from here, obviously, our plank. So take a few moments to get there. And then as you exhale next time, lower yourself down the way you like. Inhale in your cobra. Rise up, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Step your foot forward. And we're going to do the same. So right palm by the right instep. Left heel down. A nice 60 degrees angle. The knee didn't move. The knee stays over the ankle. Inhale, option on your palm, hip, sky, or extending the rest of your body by your ear. So choose your option. Staying here for a few moments. To go deeper, press against that knee with your shoulders. Looking towards the sky. Last breath. And come out. So both palms down by the instep for a forward bend. Choose your option. Some of you will bring elbows down. Drop that right leg to the side if you like. Staying with your breath. Pulling back through the back heel. And straightening both arms. Forward bend, so step this left leg forward. As you inhale, look up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise up for a couple of very deep breaths. Well done. These were your sun salutes today, each with a different stretch, strengthener, or twist. So you have a holistic practice. It's actually very common during the summer solstice to do 108 sun salutes in a row. It usually takes about 2 hours non-stop. So if you like, I could organize an event like this. It's very common around the world. Okay, once you oxygenated, we will do another balancing pose, and that will be eagle pose. So again, focus on the left foot. Spread your toes nice and wide, perhaps use your fingers. Keep the knee nice and soft so that you can bring right knee on top of it. Yeah, so both knees are nice and soft. Easy option, all toes, 10 toes on the floor. Or hook the right foot behind the left ankle or calf. That's more challenging. Now extend your arms. Place your right elbow on top of the right elbow. Yeah, so the arm at the bottom is different than the leg you are standing on. Now bring your palms together. If you can't, don't worry, just hook your thumb. Few things here. So as you inhale, lift your arms up as high as you can and push your forearms away from your face. Now you should feel a really nice stretch between your shoulder blades. If not, just keep lifting your arms and keep pushing them away from your face. Nice. If you struggle with balance, just bring all the toes down. It's okay, you don't have to be very ambitious here. Good. Now start bending forward, resting your elbows on your thigh. So that's our eagle pose, eagle getting ready to fly off the cliff. And we will have two options from here, either airplane or warrior 3. In both options, you have to extend your right leg back, so it's parallel to the floor. Strong posture, so take an extra deep breath in before you get there, and then spread your arms nice and wide, tuck your chin in. It's a balancing pose, so make sure your toes are spread nice and wide. Improve the inner arch of the leg you are standing on. Do not lock your knee, just keep it straight. And warrior 3, for those of you who like something more challenging, arms together over the head and also parallel to the floor. Few more breaths. To come out, bring the back heel down. So you have warrior 1. So the front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Square hips. Palms on your hips if you like, or over your head. From warrior 3, up to you. Great. And come out, shake your legs. And let's come back to this position of your legs, maybe with the back leg forward a bit, so that we can go into one more stretch. So square hips, facing forwards, inhaling, looking up, palms on your hips, exhaling, bending forward. So left leg should be in front of you. You should be able to see your big toe, and the right leg is back at an angle, 45 to 60 degrees. Tabletop flat back. Now, what's different about this stretch? Pull with your left palm the left hip back and feel the stretch at the back of the left leg. Good. Some of you will go deeper, maybe bringing the chest, face towards the leg. For me, I'm not really that flexible when it comes to forward bends because it really depends on the shape of your hips. So people are usually either good with forward bends or back bends. Rarely, naturally, very good in both. I find it remarkable that some people manage to rest their chest on the leg in this pose. Nice. Inhaling into your leg, the front leg. Okay, and bending that leg to come out. Gently rising up, shaking if you like. And let's prepare for eagle on the other side. So the right foot. Spread the toes nice and wide. You see, it's important with those toes and stable foot for your warrior 3 or airplane later. Soft right leg, right knee, so that you can place the other knee on top of it. Easy option, all 10 toes on the floor. Harder option, one foot hooked behind the other leg. Extend your arms, and this time, since we are standing on the right leg, the right arm comes over on top of the left elbow. And palms together into prayer. Inhale, lift your arms up and press your forearms. Push them against so they go the opposite direction to your face. Taking nice deep breaths into your shoulder blades and the area between them. And then start slowly bending forwards, resting your elbows on top of the thigh, a bit of a balancing pose. Soon moving to the next one, either airplane or warrior 3 or one after the other. Choose your option. And then lift all 3 limbs up and keep them parallel to the ground. Usually you have to lift that back leg higher than you think to keep it parallel. Without opening the hip, just lifting the leg high up, enough so it's parallel. Great. And then warrior 3 for some of you, so arms over the head, maybe interlacing the fingers, pointing forward, fingers pointing forward. Strong right leg. And then moving into warrior 1. So placing the back, foot back, square hips, bend front knee. And coming back, shaking your legs, catching the breath. And coming back to the same alignment, this time with the left foot forward a bit for a forward bend. So inhale, look up, palms on your hips. Exhale, bend. And stay here. You might have heard your bones, hips popping. That's fine. Joints are getting rid of excessive oxygen, nothing to worry about. Now pull your right hip back with the palm. Nice. Some of you go in deeper, maybe bringing palms down to the floor or the leg in front of you. Okay, and to come out, you have to bend that front leg and slowly, mindfully coming back to standing. We'll now do more of seated postures with laying down as well, so perhaps less challenging. Okay, let's move into squat. I quite like this posture. It's up to you whether you keep your heels down or up, whichever is more natural. You can even switch from one to the other a few times. And then bring your palms together and try to spread your knees with your arms, opening your chest. So you are not losing your chest here, you are actually opening that chest, taking your shoulders away from your ears. Few moments, gathering your energy. I find it easier on the heels down, but everyone has a different body and some people just can't bring their heels down in this posture. And it's not like they are not stretched, just the way your body works. Okay, your forearms creating one line. Nice posture to close the eyes, finding your personal energy. And from here we'll play with simple inversions. Crow pose is quite classic here. Bring your palms down in front of you. Shoulder width apart or slightly wider. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Two options for your legs. First option, bring your both knees to your armpits and balance. You can even lift your bum up first to make it easier. And just balancing, checking how it feels. I'm not asking you to take your feet off the mat. You can if you are experienced, but if it's your first time, just play with this sensation. Second option, for those who have very spiky knees that may cause pain, rest your inner thighs on your elbows. And then try for a second or two, lifting your feet off the mat. So choose your option and make sure if you really struggle with balance, there is a pillow or a blanket in front of you in case you fall on your face or head. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but just in case. And if you can stay there for more than 2 seconds, then go for it. Strengthening your wrists, strengthening your arms. Nice. Let's give it a few more moments. Try again. Find your ideal alignment. And then find your limits. Okay. Last few moments. And then start coming out. Okay. So now let's extend those legs in front of us. Take your glutes away so that your sitting bones can be on the mat. Feet flexed and engaged. Roll your shoulders back. Place your palms by your hips, perhaps just fingertips. Open your chest and engage your thighs so that you have a nice 90 degrees angle here between your upper and lower body. Using your back muscles to hold yourself up. If you want to engage with this exercise more, just hover your palms over your mat. Maintaining the same angle or maybe even making it more acute. Engaging the core. Few more breaths here. With some of you going further, arms over the head. And opening this chest more, engaging the thighs. Feet flexed, look towards your toes. Extend through the crown of your head. Tuck your chin in gently so that your neck is the extension of the spine. And open your chest more as you inhale. And release. Good. It's a strong pose if you do it well. Okay, and now we'll prepare for forward bends. Now, I don't expect you are all very flexible, and to be honest, that's not the point here. So grab a belt or strap, some rope, whatever can imitate this, and we'll go into forward bends. So we'll do simple warm-up, leaning back and forward, and eventually going into forward bend. So if you can't reach your feet or toes, wrap a strap around your feet. And the most important thing, your back stays straight. So don't be too competitive if you have to sacrifice your back. And when you are there, open your chest and you will try to bring it towards your legs. So when you are ready, take a nice exhale and splay your elbows out, bringing your chest face towards your legs. Keep your feet flexed so that there is a nice stretch on your hamstrings. Bending from your hips, so keeping your spine quite straight. Instead, if you bring your face first, then you lose that nice alignment of your spine. You want to keep it nice and straight. And breathe. Looking towards your big toes, taking big, deep breaths there. Any tensions you find in your knees, just let them sink into the floor. Accept your stretch. Good. Okay, release your strap. Reach for your right foot and bring your right foot to the mat in front of you. And hug your knee. Elevate your posture. It's almost like a staff pose, but with one leg up. And the toes of the left foot are pointing towards the sky. So stay here for a moment, hugging that knee, keeping your chest nice and open. Okay. And now see if you can press with your arm by bending forward against that leg you bent. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, you are pressing against here so that you can bend towards the other leg. Some of you might be flexible enough to bring your palms together behind you. Don't worry if you can't. You can always use the strap. Whenever you can't reach for the other palm, just use the strap. But if you can reach, then right palm grabs the left wrist and pulls that arm, left shoulder away from your ear. Okay, so spend a few moments there exploring your options. It's the first time we do this pose, so it will take some time to get used to. But most of all, this is not a twist, so you are not looking back over your left shoulder, which may seem natural. You are bending forward. So you are pressing against the right bent leg just to go deeper into your forward bend. It's not a twist. Cool, and release. But stay where you are with your legs. And if the angle is too much, you may discover you'll have to put that foot a bit forward. Basically, now we go into the twist. So lift your left arm up, bend the left elbow, and press that left elbow against the right leg, and then look over the right shoulder. So use your right palm for support. Now it's a quite tricky one. Remember about your alignments. Every time you inhale, try to open your chest more, elevating your spine. And then as you exhale, maybe deepen your twist. And make sure your head follows the rest of the spine, not the other way around. Some of you might choose to chant sound to go deeper. You will find it helps, especially if you close your eyes. So if you want to experiment, take a nice deep breath in and chant. Checking how far did you go. Remember this for the next time and then slowly come out. Nice. Quite new sequence. Shake your legs if they feel like they need it. Bend the left leg. Bring the foot by your groin. And remember it's a forward bend. So check what can you do here. First let's just open the chest to get comfortable with this legs alignment. Taking the shoulders away from the ears, extending through the crown of the head. Check your right foot. It should be vertical to the floor, toes pointing towards the sky. And now some of you will go deeper from here, pressing against that left shin or knee with the left arm. To just go deeper into forward bend. You can keep both palms by the sides of your knee, the leg in front, or rub and bind. And if you do, then grab your right wrist and pull it away from the ears. And if you can't, then use the strap. I'm demonstrating you have to hold the strap with both palms and then maybe climbing that strap with your fingers so that you can stretch more and more. And again, it's not a twist, it's a forward bend, so press against the leg to go deeper, bringing the chest towards the leg in front of you. You might find you can push that front leg away from you. The heel might go away. That's a good sign. At the same time, don't lose your chest. I know it's hard, but try to keep it fairly open. Good. Last exhale, deepen your stretch, and then come out. And from here we'll go into twist. So place your left arm behind you for support, right arms up, and then bend the elbow and press it against the left leg. So take it slowly. It's a quite deep twist, although we've done a few today already. And then remember to elevate your spine through the crown of your head and then twisting as you exhale. To be honest, if you are very flexible, you can bind here as well. So the same you've done on the other side. This time it's harder. So try it if you like to experiment, but ideally stay in the easier posture to just benefit more from your twist. Good. And chant, if you like, on the exhale. Visualizing your spine and this twisting between your vertebrae. Good. Slowly, mindfully coming out. Well done, you. Shake your legs. We are going to boat pose. So bend your knees, both of them at the same time, and wrap your thighs. It's a balancing pose, so make sure there is nothing behind you that could potentially hurt you. And then lift your feet up so that your shins are parallel, feet flexed. An acute angle here, so chest and thighs as close as they can. That's stage 1 or stage 2 without support. Choose your option. We will stay there for 7 breaths. Looking towards your big toes. If you've been practicing yoga with me on Friday, then you may still have some effects and it might be actually more challenging today. Few more moments. Keep looking towards your big toes. Okay, and bringing your legs down, hugging and resting on your cheek. Closing your eyes if you like. And we'll try again. So some of you will repeat either stage 1 or stage 2. Those who like something more challenging, let's grab the big toes. And then lift the feet off the mat to find your balance. And then extending your legs. Now I don't expect you to extend them fully. I guess you could try with the strap or just hold your calves, knees or thighs. Now it's important you don't keep your legs too high up because then it's too easy. You want to have the same angle on your lower and upper body. So that's stage 3. And stage 4, same position but without support. 5 breaths counting from now because you already spent some time in it. Good. If you like, you can experiment and go into low boat. Lowering slowly both sides without touching the floor, coming back up. Inhale and release into staff pose. Legs down, arms up. And bring them down, shake your legs. Okay, time for some inversions here because we've done lots of forward bends and we need to open the front of the body. So there are a few simple inversions you could do. Easy option, crab pose. Palms behind you, fingers pointing forwards, knees bent, lifting your hips, opening the front of your body. That's easy option. Harder option, inverted plank with legs straight, toes pointing down. We will stay there quite a bit, so choose your option. Bend knees, it's easier on your arms and wrists. Good. Drop your head if you like, if your neck is happy. Lifting higher each time you inhale. And higher. And higher. Not many people like this pose, but it's a very good one. And perhaps the poses you don't like are the ones you should do more. Come out. Very good. And lay down. Take a few moments, take a few breaths. And then take your arms over your head. Full body stretch, stretching through your toes and fingers. Few breaths here, maybe stretching one side of your body at the time. And then bringing your knees by your chest, hugging your knees and rocking from side to side. Great. Let's do a baby pose, happy baby pose. So bring those feet up so that your shins are vertical to the floor. Grab the soles of your feet from the inside. Good. And from here, rock from side to side. Pressing down with your back, basically massaging your back with the floor. Maybe balancing as well. Some of you might find it challenging. Nice. And to stretch, press down so that your knees come towards your armpits. Good. And release. Now bring your soles, the soles of your feet together on the floor. So that if someone is standing there, they would tell your legs are in a diamond shape. So it's a hip opener, knees going to the sides towards the floor. If you want to go deeper, you can place your palms on your thighs. I don't suspect you can reach your knees. And deepening your stretch. At the same time, maintain your lower back awareness. Don't arch your lower back too much. Try to keep it nice and low. If you are pressing down with your palms, now let go. Very slowly we'll start lifting those thighs up. It might take half a minute before your knees touch. So very slowly lifting your knees up as if there's a magnetic force bringing them towards each other. Yeah, so we're bringing those knees close towards each other slowly. Great. And again, take your arms over your head for a full body stretch. On the exhale, bring your knees by your chest, hug your knees, rock yourself from side to side. Now bring your feet down, knees bent, and walk your feet to your right. Couple of inches, walk your feet to the right, and then lift your pelvis up and shift it to the right so that it feels more natural. Now bring your knees by your chest, and don't worry if you miss that step, it's not that important. And bring your knees to the floor on your left side. Extend your arms and stay here for a few moments. So this is a quite passive stretch, popular in yin yoga. If you can't reach the floor with your knees, you already feel the stretch. But if some of you rest their knees and they don't feel anything, press down with your left palm on top of the thigh. Yeah, the right thigh or right knee. At the same time, press down with your right shoulder so it's nice on the mat. Good contact with the floor, and look to your right. So the right arm is vertical to your upper body. Perhaps you are pressing down with the left palm on your knees. Relaxing twist. Okay. And release. Look to your left. And now extend those legs so they're nice and long on the mat. Vertical to the rest of your body. Hopefully you have enough space there. Straight legs. Perhaps at this point your palms are facing down to give you extra strength. Ideally both shoulders are still down. Now on the inhale, lift both legs up. It might be few millimeters, it's fine. And release. And then let's go there again for a couple of breaths. Lifting your legs up, perhaps pressing with your arms to lift them higher. Feel the muscles you're engaging, not only your core, but also on the side of your waist. Very impressed with some of you. I can actually see the stretch, the lift, but don't worry if you can't get there yet. Everyone has their own pace. Okay, and release. Bend your knees, bring them back to your chest and roll onto your back. And then adjust your posture so you are again in the middle of your mat. Take your arms over your head, full body stretch. Bend your knees, hug your knees and rock from side to side. Bring your feet down just by your groin. This time walk your feet to your left, few inches, shifting them to the left, and then shifting your pelvis so it's all in one line. Extend your arms, bring your knees by your chest, drop your knees to your right. Nice. If you like, you can press your knees with your right palm. Make sure your left shoulder is on the floor and then look to your left. And a couple of deep breaths here. Really relaxing into this gentle twist. And next thing, you have to straighten the legs. So your legs are nice and long, vertical to your upper body. On the inhale, lift them up and let them rest. And next time you inhale, lift them up and stay up for a couple of deep breaths or shallow breaths. If it's very challenging, you might need to breathe quickly and deeply at the same time. I actually find one side easier, which is my right side, which might be common for right-handed people. Be mindful of your muscles. You might discover muscles you didn't know about. And rest. Bend your knees, bring them to your chest. Feet down, adjust your posture. Full body stretch, long arms, long legs. And again, bend your knees and hug and rock from side to side. Now bring your left foot down and rest your right ankle on top of the left thigh. Almost like you were sitting on a chair. Palms interlacing at the back of your left thigh, so lift that left foot up, shin parallel to the floor. Two things. You will not see any movement, but it will be a bit intense. You are pulling your left leg towards your left armpit or shoulder, while the right knee is pressing against that leg. So there is no movement, but both legs are engaged. One is coming towards you, the other one is going against. Now, become aware of your lower back. It's hopefully pressing nicely down onto the mat. And that's a perfect posture for lower back issues. So perhaps memorize it if you struggle with your lower back. Keep pressing. Don't lose that tension in your muscles. Tuck your chin in for a nice long neck. Good, and release. We are going to the other side, so left ankle on top of the right thigh. Lift that foot up, interlace your fingers at the back of your thigh. And remember, pulling right leg now towards your right shoulder, while the left leg is going against that movement. So you should feel quite strong action on your left thigh. Check your chin, check your neck, and breathe. Great, and release. Full body stretch. Arms over your head, long legs. Knees by your chest. And we are going into bridge pose. So bring your feet down in the way that you can touch your heels with your fingers. And they're about hip distance apart. On the inhale, I will ask you to lift that pelvis up, peeling off your spine, going as high as you feel comfortable, and then coming down as you exhale. Start when you are ready. It might be a gentle stretch, might be stronger for some of you. Go as far as you want. You might even lift your upper back up. Some of you will engage the arms, inhaling, taking the arms over the head, and then coming down. Now it's interesting, not many people are aware you can actually engage your legs. So if you keep your legs very strong here, you will go deeper in your bridge pose without splaying your knees out. Your knees stay more or less above your ankles. Try a few times. Engaging your pelvis, pushing it as you lift it up, deepening your stretch. Next time, stay in your bridge pose. Couple of breaths, lifting higher as you inhale. Remember about your strong legs, pushing through your feet. When you push through your feet, it will be easier and you go deeper. If you really struggle here, you can always bring your palms for support under your hips. 2 more breaths. And come out. Full body stretch. Nice deep breath in, and then bending your knees, hugging them, and rocking from side to side. Some of you will repeat the bridge pose, some of you will go into wheel pose. So with the bridge, you remember, fingers are touching the heels. Wheel is only for those who already tried it before, so that you don't hurt yourself, because I'm not there to support you. For wheel, you have to place your palms under your shoulder blades more or less, and then lifting your body up. And if you choose wheel, then try to keep your arms quite straight, taking more weight onto your arms than on your legs. And then magically your legs will get straight as well. Remember to breathe. 5, 7 breaths, and then start coming out from your bridge or your wheel. Great. Again, full body stretch, arms over your head, nice long legs, and hug your knees. And the last back bend will be fish pose. In fish pose, you want to keep your legs nice and long, feet vertical to the floor, so feet are really engaged here. And then rise onto your elbows, forearms, so that you can bring the crown of your head to the floor. It's a very unusual stretch if you haven't done it before. Opening your throat. So you are resting on the crown of your head, opening your chest. If you are more familiar with the pose, then bring your palms together over your body, about, I would say, 45-60 degrees angle there. Great, and slowly coming out. You will have to lift yourself up before you can come out and release your neck. And then just laying down. Great. And the last thing today would be just one more inversion of your choice. The easiest option would be lifting your legs up, maybe even resting them against a wall if you feel like it, or move into shoulder stand, or maybe headstand or handstand if you are experienced, ideally by the wall just in case. If you choose a shoulder stand, which is fairly easy I think for everyone, you have to grab your hips with your palms, puffing up the chest. If you like, you can stay with your knees bent. Protect your neck by tucking your chin in. Staying with your breath. Some of you trying headstand, nice. Looks like you are experienced and you know what you are doing, that's great. If you are in a shoulder stand, plenty of options. You can start straightening your legs, perhaps keeping them at an angle to start with. And remember, you always rest those hips in your palms. It might be uncomfortable for your thumbs, so you need to find the right position. Looking towards your knees, nice long neck. And perhaps lifting your legs a bit higher, bringing them to vertical. This will create more pressure on your palms and wrists. Here you can play with your legs and playing with the balance. So you could spread your legs nice and wide. And then maybe going clockwise, so that one leg is just over your face, the other one is more or less behind. And then the other direction. There are plenty of options. You can do it a few times. You can bring them all together if you like. Hooking one foot behind the other leg, as if we did in eagle pose. And then trying the other side. As I said, it might be strong on your wrist, so you may choose to slide your palms down your spine, not to support your hips anymore, but your upper back. It's strong on your neck, so be careful. And here maybe bringing your feet to cross-leg seating, kind of. Checking how it feels. There's actually a nice version where you actually place your palms on your knees, but you need a very good balance on your shoulders and neck. Some of you might move from here to plow, so with legs more or less parallel to the floor, just over your face. Checking how far can you go, maybe bringing your palms to your feet. And maybe even touching the floor over your head. Great. And we'll slowly start making our way out. So perhaps grabbing those hips if you were in the plow pose, or holding the edges of the mat so that with control you can bring one vertebra at a time down. Slowly and mindfully using your muscles and moving into full stretch. Well done, that was our last pose, so now we can relax. So I recommend you to wrap yourself nice and warm, maybe getting some socks or maybe using a blanket, hoodie, covering yourself up. We'll stay here for quite a few moments, spreading the legs nice and wide. Same with your arms. If you really like hip openers, you can bring the soles of your feet together. And then you will have a nice hip opener as you relax. You might want to support it with some pillows or blocks under your knees so that it's not too strong. But if it gets too strong, just extend your legs. Anyway, check your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are on the mat. Palms can be on your belly or by your sides. Look to your left and right a few times. Relaxing your neck. Closing your eyes if you like. And with a sense of gratitude towards yourself, take a couple of deep breaths. And trusting the floor, staying here and letting the floor to support you. You don't need muscles to be in this pose, you can fully relax. Nice deep breaths. I hope to play you a song today. Hopefully it's gonna work well. Taking nice deep breath in. Directing your attention to your toes, fingers, perhaps moving them gently. Great. And then slowly taking your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then, as usual, on the exhale, bring your knees to your chest and hug your knees, rock yourself from side to side. And then drop your knees to your right and stay in this restorative pose for a few moments. In fact, the relaxation in yoga is called Shavasana, which means corpse pose. So it symbolizes your death, and now you are being reborn. So check your sensations and feelings and thoughts around this idea. And then when you are ready, lift yourself up to cross-leg seating. Keeping your eyes closed if you like. We will start with Prana Mudra, so arms just above the head, elbows bent. Either sending out some wishes for yourself or others, or asking the universe to bring you something you really need to enable you to grow. Each of us has a unique potential to express in life. Okay, and once done, bring your palms together at the crown of your head. Bring them to your eyebrows, heart, and chest. And we'll chant Om 3 times. And then we will chant Om Shanti 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 just once, which means peace, peace, peace. So, nice deep breath in together. Two more times. If you choose to chant, you will feel the difference. It makes a difference if it's you chanting, not just myself. And the last one. And don't worry, no one can hear you, you are on mute anyway. And the last one is a very short Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And to close the practice, one more long Om. And bending to each other. Thank you for the practice today. Namaste.